Heyo all, welcome to Mudstomp speedruns again of Minecraft. Once again, I'm having a go at a chunk mining run. Today's is attempt number 6 overall. So I've had a couple of more attempts to try and find one. This has ended up being another one where I'm able to find a decent ravine, basically. I'll probably film a couple of these live coming up, but for the moment I'm just catching up on different things, so I'm having to narrate over the top essentially, but it means we get to skip through some of it. If I have a proper PB, that'll definitely be a live one because I want to make sure that I don't that I can show the full video for record's sake. So anyway, as I'm getting started on getting some tools and stuff together, we'll just talk through some other things. So again, just keeping you up to date as best I can. I think I've just put out an any percent speed run. I'm hoping to do another couple of them this week and get a PB hopefully happening there, and of course again a PB here. This is technically a PB, this run I should say. It ends up being 3 hours and 9 minutes roughly speaking, I think, or something to that effect. I can't remember anyway, but yeah, I'm just trying to think, ordering my thoughts. Anyway, yeah, so there's 2 runs I'm trying to improve on as I go. But anyway, with this current time, so it's the 14th of February today, Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day for anybody who's, watching and wanting to enjoy their Valentine's Day. This is probably going to come out a few days after Valentine's Day, but anyway. Yeah, getting back to it. So hardcore series, I'm getting on top of the audios again for the coming days, so I'm definitely getting very close to the next day's video to coming up. I've got a couple of episodes of that piling up in my pocket to get uploaded, but that's okay. And yeah, the one box going alright too, so yeah, it's still working on a lot of things. But anyway, so for this particular run, as you can see, I've already got my tools sorted and I'm starting to look around. I've refined down a bit what I really need to be doing. I've decided that I need to basically be in the ravine within 5 minutes thereabouts, otherwise it's just not worth running it. It's just going to waste too much time looking. So I'm being harsh on myself just because the actual mining isn't complex, it's the finding the ravine, and that sort of is the big one, I think. Obviously on the way I'm collecting a bit of food, but again I've also limited down what I'm going to do for that too, which is basically that I'm looking for about sort of no more than half a stack of meat basically. If it's on my way and so forth, fine. If it's out of the way, I try to avoid it and just move on. I think that's about it pretty much for the food collections. The only other thing I don't have at the moment is gravel to get a flint, because I like to have a flint and steel to burn trees and that if need be. But that being said, with the correct ravine, that's not much of a necessity either. It's only if there's a lot of trees around. So yeah, it's sort of a here and there. Once again, getting my sheep, so I've got the bed. The bed proves to be a really encouraging thing to my mind. It just helps me have a bit more peace of mind as I'm sort of towards the top of the ravine in particular and not so safe and whatnot. But that's fine. So again, we're about 3.5 minutes in. I've basically got all the supplies I could need. I'm also trying to drop things I don't need whenever I get the chance, just to try and keep my inventory a bit lighter, so I can find things easier. Fortunately, I find some gravel right here, so there's my flint, ready to go with that. And I'm on my way. So now it's just literally I've got to find a ravine as quickly as possible. So based on the timer, I've technically given myself about 1 more minute, which isn't a lot of time when you consider it. But again, that's the thing. I'm trying to get a feel for finding ravines quickly. If I can't find them quickly, I want to be sort of moving on. Now at this point, I'm kind of thinking that over in this direction, I might be lucky because I'm sort of seeing some things with trees and that I'm sort of like, oh, maybe there's some gapping. I don't know. But yeah, again, I'm starting to think, okay, I'm running out of time. But I've still got 30 seconds on the clock. So it's kind of, I don't know, you pressure yourself, I guess, in some ways. But again, I want to just sort of be as productive as I can be. If I'm looking for a good run, I've got to not spend 20, 30 minutes finding a ravine. I've got to find it fast. Fortunately, with this run, that obviously happens very soon. And I was quite impressed in finding this ravine. I didn't see it coming at all. I just stumbled upon it literally. This is jumping, seeing the stone, and then I'm like, okay, cool, here's one. So here we go. We put up the chunk borders and see what we can do. I'm basically checking to see A, if it's deep enough, and B, if it's wide enough to cancel out enough blocks. And my feeling is that it is deep enough, but I want to find one that's got a lot of blocks missing. Now, this particular chunk, too many blocks in it. This chunk, definitely way too many blocks. You can see there it's almost 3/4 or more of the chunk. This has got 2 corners, but again, I think it's just too many blocks given my last experience. So moving over, we find this chunk, and I'm kind of like, I love the fact that it's flat on that side. I do feel that there's a bit over here that's going on, and I'm kind of like, I could probably clear it quickly, but it might be a bit too many blocks, but I think I could commit to it. The only thing is, I then see the next chunk over, and I'm thinking, this has got to be it. You can see again it's basically flat on the other side, just a few blocks there to clear out, and on this side I've just got a small corner. So this is the chunk I think that I want to work with. So I'm going over here to drop down quickly. Again, I want to take the approach of, if I can find diamonds early on, I'm really set to go, and other than that, it's just basically clearing out low down very, very quickly and moving on from there. So, having a look around, we're grabbing some iron because that's obviously the next step with the ravine. Once again, you can see the time's around 6 minutes, so I'm pretty happy with the start on this. I think my previous one, it was something like 7 minutes for me to have all of my gear and stuff, and then like 15 minutes or something to actually get in the ravine. So, very much quicker this time around. So, I'm feeling really amped about this run, and I just want to get stuff going basically. So, yeah, I fiddle around a little bit with the coal here, which is kind of funny. I don't know why I'm doing that in some ways, because it's sort of like, I'm not going to waste the coal and I'm going to get more coal for sure. So anyway, but yeah, I am kind of in the mindset of having torches too, which a lot of other people don't seem to worry about in different speed runs and that, but I think once my confidence builds, I'll probably stop using torches as much, but for the moment I'm trying to keep on top of it. I'm looking for iron basically. Again, just quick shot for more iron, and just looking to see if there's anything special about where I'm looking and so forth. So yeah, here I'm really amped by the fact that I've just found this mineshaft system, and I'm going to have a quick look around just to see if there's any iron in carts basically, or anything else useful. I grabbed the... Oh no, I thought I grabbed that. No, I didn't. Okay, there you go. So yeah, not finding much. I'm like, okay, well, I'll head back up and see where we go from there. Last little check down here. I don't really know what the spawning in mine shafts is like, but my hope is always that there's just a chest or two that's available that's useful. But in this particular case, the creeper scared me off, so I didn't bother after that. I just grabbed the 1 iron and headed back up. So yeah, now this is where it gets really interesting, because when I've rewatched this video, I cannot believe what I've done here, to be honest, and you'll see in a second. It's just, I think I had a mind blank, to be honest. It's really disappointing, because I think like I had what I wanted to have for this run, and honestly speaking, this chunk probably would have saved me about maybe half an hour or so compared to the time that I ended up with, I think. I don't know for sure, but just based on a few ideas. So just to cut to the chase while I'm getting to it in the video clip, I end up starting the wrong chunk. So the first chunk I analysed, this one I think it is the one that I start in, as opposed to the one to the right, which had less blocks in it. By a rough calculation, I'd say with those less blocks, I probably, as I said, would have saved about half an hour. But instead, I got into this chunk, and yeah, it's just really weird. Like I said, I can only imagine that I must have just been such in a rush. I wanted to get up the top and start on the dirt, mark out the chunk, and then get moving, and yeah, I think I just lost track of where I was and what I was doing in the process. So that was really unfortunate in that regard, because with the 3Hr9Min, that puts, if I was to submit the run in speedruns.com, I think it's about 11th place that I would be in, or something like that. But with the half hour less, that would have put me in about 6th place. So it's a bit frustrating that, but Hey, you live and learn, don't you? So anyway, I'm going to get more of these runs done and get there eventually. But yeah, as you can see, I'm climbing up in this chunk and failing miserably at this point with the water bucketing. Believe it or not, these chunk runs are the first time I've actually used water in this way. I've never done it before anywhere else, so this has been a bit of a learning curve too. I think it's around here where I've gotten confused about which chunk I'm trying to work in, to be honest, because I've climbed up here and I'm like, oh, I can't get up there, but the point was just to get up, not to actually get up in this chunk. So yeah, again, fairly frustrating, unfortunately. Now the contrary thing to that, the fact that I would have had this chunk with less blocks in it, is that when I checked the lower levels of that chunk, there wasn't any diamonds in it, not at least accessible in the way I was digging. So, but the comparison to that is if I had the diamonds would have saved me, maybe the diamonds saved me about 5 minutes in mining, I think, whereas the chunk would have saved me about half an hour. So yeah. So anyway, let's get into a montage and see me clear out the top of this chunk a bit, and we'll see where we go from there. So hope you enjoy. Okay, so that was the top part of the chunk done, and now I'm in the corner and I'm digging down. So essentially I did the top part because it's mostly dirt, and I'm not going to use diamond for a shovel if I find it that way, unless I get like lots of diamonds. So my thinking is clear the top off, have it so that that's cleared out of dirt and stuff with an iron shovel, and then get down as low as I can, as quick as I can, to get down to diamond levels, and then use diamond to speed up my progress. Now, the thinking behind this is, to be honest, I mean, as I said before, like a diamond pickaxe, I mean, based on my calculation, like an iron pickaxe is about 0.4 seconds per block, a diamond is 0.3, so technically speaking 3 blocks per second as opposed to 2 blocks per second. But where I'm seeing that as being a saving, so to speak, is that essentially you're mining around 400 extra blocks in the same time frame for how long the diamond pick lasts compared to an iron. Then again, you've also got making the extra iron picks and so forth. But anyway, just as a rough indication, I'd say it's around 400 blocks or so. And I would say, based on that estimation, you're saving around 5 minutes having a diamond pick. So it's not a hell of a lot of time, but it is a bit of time. And what I'm thinking is that a lot of people I see, they start at the top and they just work their way down. And that means that basically they don't find the diamond until near the end of their run. Whereas with this, my hope is to A, find diamond near the start of the run, so I save myself a bit of time that way, and B, on the off chance, because my thinking is you'll only get one diamond spot per chunk, roughly. But on the off chance that it's on the edge of a chunk border, you might find a second or third patch of diamonds as you're clearing down and around. That's my thinking anyway. So that's why I'm always aiming to get to the bottom chunk as soon as possible. The other thing is too, it means I'm sort of down on my own for quite a bit of the start to see how I go with the chunk, and not get bothered by mobs and stuff to begin with, is the hope. So yeah, and it also means when you get toward the end, I like the feeling of looking down and seeing essentially just a big hole that you're about to fall into, but that that's the very end of the chunk basically. So yeah, that's my excitement. Again, you'll see I'm using some torches here. I'm just obsessed with a bit of safety that way, and again, I might stop doing that once I get a bit further into doing these runs and whatnot, but until I get a really good PB, I'm probably just going to keep doing it, and that be that. So yeah, so the aim is to get down to diamond level. Now diamond level for me is level 10. A lot of people do 11 or 12. I do 10 because I know there's lava lakes at that level, but aside from that, I don't know, it's just my preferred level. It's what I've gotten used to, I guess, is the way I'll put it. But so yeah, I'm trying to set up down there, so I'm pretty much set to go down there, and yeah, just be on my way with that sense, essentially. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's just the way I do it. So anyway, getting down to diamond level, and then yeah, with this particular run, I made the plan of mining at 10, getting diamonds, and then mining upwards, and working from there. And then once I got basically once I run out with the diamond pick, my aim is to then go back up the top and just work my way down. Woohoo! There's diamonds! So yeah, this is cool because basically I've hit diamond level, as I said, and I've already found diamonds. So this is where it really kicks into high gear for me. I'm like, I get the diamonds and off I go, and fortunately it's just enough. It's 3 diamonds. So yeah, I was really, really happy at this point. Plus all this coal to just use for cooking stuff and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, so again, my aim is to mine at 10, aim upwards and mine an extra couple of layers, and then assuming that's done, then head back up and just mine my way down from the top from there. And that's it basically. So yeah, it's sort of not much else to be said other than that really. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to build a chest and stuff, just store a bunch of crap away. It's again, I basically empty my inventory to make it easier to find stuff that I want to use and whatnot. I figure a few seconds to put a chest down isn't going to kill me in the long run of things, and yeah, it's just just to get things out of my inventory that I don't need for the most part. And then yeah, I'm going to get into the diamonds. So hopefully, again, another montage just to skip through, because 3 hours and 9 minutes of me talking is not going to be that much fun. So we're going to skip through with some montages and see how we go. Okay, welcome back everyone. So that was about 20 minutes worth of mining that I did down here with the diamond pickaxe and so forth, and I'm just finishing up on this little column here, and this is the upwards mining I was talking about basically. So this is just me clearing from 10 through to about 17 I think it is, and then the rest of it's going to be upstairs. So yeah, it's sort of it's long going, but we're getting there. So as you can see, it's sort of, yeah, it's coming together. So going to sort out a few things here and drop some stuff off obviously, and yeah, head upstairs. So let's go see how it's looking from a top down, clearing a chunk. Well, this is it, everyone. We're finally finishing the chunk. I gotta say, after 3 hours, this was just hell on earth to a degree. I am definitely planning on quicker runs in the future. But anyway, here we go, down to the last few blocks, and then we can have a look at how it, well, what the view is from below. And done. I can't believe I finished an entire chunk in one day, so to speak. Oh my gosh. And you'll notice I had a second pickaxe that's diamond. I found that in the corner over there. But yeah, I spent some time after this testing out some theories as well. I just dug into the wall and checked out its different heightings. This has been about 5 blocks below 10, obviously, to get down to the bedrock level. And I think in future I'm going to start at this level and mine upwards like this. And that'll give me 7, and that gets me up to the 10 level. And then if I go the 1 block above that, bit of lag there, unfortunately got rid of the blocks again, but if I go 1 block above that and do it again, that's 7 and 1 is 8, so that gets me up to 13 roughly, and then do it again, that puts me up to about 20. The idea behind that, or my thinking behind that, being that I could potentially get up most of the mining done from the bottom with a high chance of having 1 or 2 diamond pickaxes in the process, and get through this really quickly, and then it's just the ravine itself and a little bit more after that. It's sort of a motivational thing more than anything, I think, but even still, it's a thought process. That'd put me up about halfway into that dirt, or the top of the dirt there. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching once again. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, or anything else if you want to keep me going. And I'm going to have another one of these out, hopefully in the next week or two, and we'll see how I do next time around. Hopefully it'll be a PB. Much faster than 3 hours and 9 minutes. We'll see. Alright, thanks again everyone. See you then.